Well, it's been a while since I put up a video here. I apologise for that, but I have been a little bit busy. And for those of you who are not aware, I do work a full-time 9-to-5 job through the week. So doing these YouTube videos is only in my spare time in the weekends really. But also I've been doing a little bit of work around our house, so I haven't really got out much with the camera. But I did manage to get another video done with one of these F-mount lenses. Now this is the 50mm F1.8 G lens. It's an F-mount lens and got the FTZ adapter on it. Now I've been out the last couple of days taking a few photos with the camera and this lens on it. Now I'll put some images up on screen very shortly, but for those of you on a budget and wanted a cheaper alternative to some of the Z-mount lenses, this is quite a good little lens, what people call a nifty 50. But it's quite small and compact, other than the FTZ adapter on it, and they're relatively cheap on the second-hand market anyway. I think this one costs around $250 New Zealand, I think it was. I bought this and the 35mm f1.8 for around about $800, because the 35 was a little bit dearer. But those two lenses I was just talking about, they're in excellent condition, and for stills photography they're really, really good. They've been a main staple of Nikon's lens lineup for a long time, and they work very, very well with the FTZ adapter on the Z-mount bodies. For those of you who don't want to pay like over $1,000 New Zealand for the 50mm f1.8, which then again you don't need the FTZ adapter, so it would work out. I haven't had the 50mm Z-mount lens in my hands, so I don't know the exact size of it, but it wouldn't be too much different from that with the FTZ adapter on it anyway, I would imagine, but just a lot dearer, you know. But so those who are on a budget, that's a good option. Now, for this F-mount 50mm f1.8, that comes in at 180 grams, and FTZ adapter is 135 grams, so a total of 315 grams in total. If you compare that to 415 grams for the Z-mount lens, you're saving 100 grams. And if you take out the equation of the FTZ adapter, you're saving over 200 grams. So those who want to pack light can opt for the F-mount lenses. If weight's a consideration, and if you're going hiking and whatnot out in the country and you want to reduce your weight in your backpack, that's probably a good option actually, because you only need one FTZ adapter and then a few of the primes, and yeah, get a nice lightweight kit, and a cheaper kit too as well. But yeah, I found the focusing on the FTZ adapter on the Z-mount bodies to be pretty damn good. Like I say, I don't notice a huge difference between that and like this 24-70 Z-mount lens that come with it, although that 24-70 is pretty much silent in its focusing. It is a little bit quicker, but you know, if you're not into action, if you're just like doing landscapes and portraits and stuff like that, this 50mm lens is a pretty good option. And like if you put on the Z50, the APS-C crop sensor body, you get an equivalent of 75mm. So there's still not a bad, you know, little portrait lens really. But yeah, I'll put some images up on screen and have a look at the quality of the images coming out of this camera and this little lens, and see what you think. Right, this first image is one of a tree we seen over in Little River on a trip we did last weekend. It just stood out amongst all the green trees in the background with that red foliage there. So that one was shot at f1.8, 1/1000th of a second, and ISO 100. Now this next one was in Christchurch City, round in Victoria Square, where they have that ice cream truck. Just all the leaves on the ground. It caught my attention, so I just got down low, shot it from a very low angle, and that's at f1.8, 1/3200th of a second, and ISO 100. This next one is just a bit more of a close-up of the leaves in that same area, and that was shot at f1.8 and 1/2000th of a second, ISO 100. And then you can see the background's nicely blurred out. And this next one here is just of the tram coming up the street through the middle of town, and that one was shot at f4, 1/400th of a second, and ISO 100. Now this next one here, we're heading back to the car, and I noticed these little stainless steel pieces on this little low fence, and I thought, well, we're getting as close as I can, and it was about 10-12 inches away from it, and just focused on that stainless steel piece on the fence. And as you can see, there's very shallow depth of field. You can just see the little bit in focus on that stainless steel piece and along the fence a bit. But that background is really nicely blurred out. And that was shot at f1.8 and 1/800th of a second, ISO 100. And this is we're just about back at the car and spotted some nice flowers in a hedge. And so I got up, reasonably close to it to get that background blur. And that was shot at f1.8, 1/500th of a second, and ISO 100. And the last image of one of the flowers in that same sort of area, that was as close as I could possibly get it. It's about 8-10 inches away. And f1.8, 1/1250th of a second, and ISO 100. So what did you think of the images on screen? Did you like them? Did you not? Like that one with the really shallow depth of field. I thought that would come out pretty good actually, but the background nicely blurred out. That little stainless steel piece on the fence with the shrubs in the background, I thought that came out pretty good actually. And that was only about 10-12 inches away from the subject, from that little metal piece. So that was pretty good focusing really, and a very thin shallow depth of field on that. But the 50mm, the 35mm and the 70-300 f-mount lenses, I'm going to test them on the Nikon Z50 at some stage as well, and see how they come out on that. Being a smaller body, smaller sensor, less megapixels, we'll see how it performs on that with the adapter on it as well, of course. So, but yeah, thank you all for watching, and post a comment down below, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I post new videos, because they are going to be a little bit sporadic over the next few months. And like I say, we're doing a bit of work around our house, so I'm going to be just doing videos when I can, try and get as many as I can up, but I can't promise I'll be there. They'll be done every week, but I'll get as many as I can done anyway. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.